Hello, this is a new video about the Toyota Prius third generation cooling system and temperature indicators. First of all, we'll start by a brief description of the cooling system in the Toyota Prius Generation 3, models 2010 to 2015. We have two coolant reservoirs, one for the engine here. This is a pressurized coolant reservoir. Where you just fill it up with the coolant, the Toyota recommended coolant, and there's a pump that pumps it inside the gasoline engine to cool it down, and then it comes back to the radiator, which is under this plastic cover here, which cools it down and then pumps it back into the pump and back into the engine and so on. It just circulates to cool down the gasoline engine. So this is the first cooling cycle in the hybrid system, hybrid synergy drive system. The second coolant reservoir here, it's the same substance as the engine coolant, but this is the inverter cooling reservoir. This is the inverter here. It converts AC voltage generated from the electric generator by the regenerative braking and pumps it back into the battery as DC voltage with really high, the AC voltage comes up to almost 600 volts, and the DC voltage the DC has a really high current to charge the batteries, so this thing heats up very, very, very bad. So it needs its own pump and its own coolant. So this is what's happening here. It has its own cycle to cool the inverter and sustain an efficient temperature so that it can efficiently transfer the power from the regenerative braking and the generator to charge the hybrid battery. It's a misconception that the Toyota Prius doesn't have a temperature indicator. It doesn't have a temperature indicator that continuously monitors the temperature, but if your coolant temperature, engine coolant temperature, this one, becomes really high, this indication will come up in your indication cluster, and it tells you that the engine coolant temperature is higher than normal, so you need to check it. You go to page 548 in the Toyota Prius manual, and you'll find details on how to fill up the reservoir and make sure that it's properly filled up. Also, there's a hybrid system overheat. So if the hybrid system, which is the inverter and the electric motor and the generator system here, this is the hybrid system. If it overheats, then it will give you this warning message in the dashboard telling you to check the hybrid system coolant for overheating. So it's the same page 548. So you just go there in the user manual and you'll check it out and see what's happening that's overheating your engine or your hybrid system. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future videos. Thank you very much for listening, and see you next time.